I'm switching from sweeping to attacks. And here I have an extremely high guard transitioning to a clamp guard. And I roll to get the arm bar. When you're going for this arm bar, make sure you post on the hip. That is a technical detail that is huge. That's what allowed her to rotate above me. And then now I'm keeping a very low head because when people are flexible, those legs will come out of nowhere. So I was keeping a low head because I felt the legs come up. So anytime, certain people have certain moves. If you know you're going against somebody flexible, you can almost guarantee there's going to be a foot coming out of nowhere. I weave inside the arms because that sets up for a triangle. And then from the triangle you can attack the arms. If you saw my previous video, when I rolled with her coach, he did an excellent job of controlling my shin. That way it couldn't happen. So here is another way. If you watch the previous clip, I'll explain what I did during that roll. So this is a very good way to get to both a triangle and mounted triangle. So when you have an armbar, sometimes, there's a couple of things that can happen. They have, like a really tight grip. No matter what you do, you can't get the grip. Or maybe it just feels like the armbar is slipping a little bit. They could have like an elbow slip and it just doesn't feel like it's happening. Or maybe what I like to do is I just like to weave my leg in right when I get to this position to set up my next attack while they're still thinking about this attack. So if you're in this armbar position, what I love to do is I love to weave my leg in, and then from here you have a triangle. Now from this triangle, you can do all the finishes. Like, I love the triangle because it's basically like a hold, right? Even if you mess up on any of the arm attacks, you still have a triangle, which makes this like a very good position to be in. So during the roll, you see what happens. This has happened to me multiple times. Like, I'll have this triangle and I'll use my hand to post up. That way you can get yourself on top from getting a triangle on the ground. So here, you have the armbar, you come in, you weave the leg in, you lock it up. They're still thinking about the armbar. And if you extend your legs, then use your hand as a post, you can transition to be on top. And when you're rolling, that's your number one prerogative. When you're fighting, you always want to be on top because then you don't have to carry the weight of your opponent and you're in a dominant position. So from this, you're a mounted triangle now, you can go back and do all of the finishes that I showed in the previous sections. So what you saw in that clip at the beginning of this section is something that I want to warn you about because this will happen to you, especially if you're rolling with somebody who is more flexible. So you have a triangle here, and what happens is if you're in high mount, or even if you have this triangle, maybe you're even transitioning, anytime you're in a high mount, be careful not to posture up too much. Because if you're here and let's say you're thinking about punching them in the face, and if you're going with somebody flexible, what happens is you will get, yes, this is going to happen to you. So in that clip, you saw her legs go up, and that's the escape that she was trying to do. It's one of your students.
Jen?
Yeah. So just be cognizant of that, because you're gonna, yeah, I'm winning, and then all of a sudden you're not, and that sucks. So keep a low posture, that way their legs can't get to you. If you feel their legs coming up, definitely keep your head low.